What's going on, everybody? Welcome for the first time or back to another DLJ Works video. And as you saw in the title, this is not a fluke. The question is, are websites dying? This is a very tough question to actually answer. I don't think they're so much dying as they are transitioning or evolving into something more purposeful. What's about to leave right now is the very small scale website, and the large scale type of websites is what we're going to see more and more on the scenes right now. Me personally, even in my practice with DLJ Works, I'm kind of pivoting to, I built websites in the beginning for practice to get a better understanding of coding, how programming works, lexical structures, conventions, get coding conventions. So I learned a lot just building basic websites through HTML, CSS, styling. I got into building websites because I just hated looking at ugly websites in the way that they would contain and structure information, content, pictures, text, most importantly text. Those early websites where it was just like the color was bad and the structure was just super off, I hated it, which is why I wanted to get into web design in the first place. But now what I'm actually seeing at this point, what I've actually noticed is that even in my own career pursuits, is that it's becoming much easier to just create a piece of content. And if you're a content creator such as myself, it's becoming much easier to create a piece of content and distribute it across all these other places and get your exposure double in that sense. But it is still very much so, even more important, is doubly important to have your own home. And you have to come actually and make a decision. The one thing I actually notice is the decision that you actually have to make, and what I'm talking about is, do I really want to go through the hassle of building a website and having my own online presence? Because if anything happens to me on these other platforms, I always have my own website to come back to. And that's not a cliche. That's very still much true. You can hear other people. There's a lot of people I listen to, like Roberto Blake, and he talks about having your own, space. Pat Flynn, they talk about these things, having your own space. And it's not just something that these guys, these very well popular content creators, that's just something they're just throwing out there. This is very well true. I've seen people, we think about Alex Jones, if he didn't have Infowars.com, if he didn't have his own place to actually go back to and have all that content that he's created over the years housed, if he just left it up to YouTube and Twitter and all these other social media platforms, his stuff would have been vanished, just gone. And it could have been an even different thing if his hosting company decided to get rid of him, but I don't even think that's the case at all, especially if you're paying money. So it's a good thing to actually still have a website or something that you can actually just call your own. And I actually did a video about what's better, actually owning a trademark or getting a website, and then frankly you need both. But if I was to make a decision first, looking back in hindsight now, I would encourage anybody to first get a trademark. If you have something that you want to operate under, you for sure know that this is going to be the umbrella that you're going to be producing all of your thoughts, concepts, and ideas, manifesting these things into reality, then I would suggest actually getting a trademark first and then trickle down, getting a website and that sort of thing. But are websites dying? I don't really think so. Well, I think we'll see, a transition and evolution coming in the next couple of years. As this video is being made in 2019, they've been saying video is the future. The future is now. Video is also going to go through another transition in and of itself. And even with me being a writer, I've realized a lot of things that it's not really about. It's about finding an audience and what type of context the audience wants to consume the story or that message in. If you find an audience that they like to read, then make sure your message is available in text form. If your audience is more visual, you have to give it to them in a video format. You can still, if you're a writer, you can actually still write these things out, write it out, type it up, whatever you need to do. You're still applying your writing skills, but you're making sure that message is some form of way is being transformed. So that one single message that you have, that one story, has to be available in all three mediums. So I think right now, I don't know, that's kind of going off on a tangent, but hear me out on this in terms of how that even is relevant to what I'm talking about. The point is this, is that when you actually have a website, your website has to have a purpose. You even more importantly today, a website has to be very much purpose driven. You just cannot, long gone are the days, if those days even existed, you just can't throw a website up and just hopefully it'll just make you a lot of money online, or it's just gonna get popular overnight. Long gone are those days. You can't even have a variety website almost anymore. Everything has to be like super niche down. You have to have a single-minded purpose. It's just like I tell clients when I was getting clients that if you don't really know what you're going to use this website for, don't even bother buying a domain name for it. Don't even bother doing that, because you're wasting your time. If you're just going to throw up a website just for the sake of saying that you have a website, that's you're just wasting your money. People may be able to easily find you, but are they gonna like what they find when they do find you? It's better to be not discovered and to be discovered for some like very meager crap that's just thrown up online. So that would be my complete advice. But you let the market dictate to you if you need a website too, because let's say if you do have all these social media platforms and people are tired of spreading themselves thin, going to all these different places trying to find you and getting confused, and they're sitting up here like, well, we just want one place where we can get this one whole thing from you. And I think that's something that, you know, Vlad TV has done pretty much now. Can I see him making more of a focus to his website after putting so much content on YouTube with his interviews and Twitter and being active on those places, and now his website where there's a demand for it, where he is actually hiring writers to come in and post up these blogs. He may have been doing this for a while now, but he's starting to take even more advantage, because I'm starting to see now, even in the YouTube, because I follow his YouTube channel, even in his community, he's posting up things in the YouTube community for people to read the articles that he's hired writers now to go ahead and put up. So websites have to be very much so purpose driven. You have to have a single-minded purpose for them. You have to niche down. You have to figure out what this website is going to be about. If it's going to be about dogs, you know, specifically what type of dogs. And then what I'm telling you is nothing new. It's not a new concept, but I'm just saying that and emphasizing that niching down today is even more important than it's ever been. So let's just end this video by just saying, like, you know, is the website dying? It's not necessarily dying, but it's transitioning. It's moving on into bigger and better things, and you have to make a decision to where you want to actually just be a content creator. And such as myself, I'm a content creator. I actually spend more time creating content and distributing it out on multiple platforms than I actually do, you know, just posting it on my website and hoping for the best. But you can take that content strategy, post on your website, share it out, see what people, you know, you get back to it, get subscribers, and you know, that's just what it is. The content strategy is pretty much the same as it's always been for years, but I really wanted to make this video because you just have a lot of people talk about, you know, you don't even need a website anymore. Just post it on YouTube and post it on Twitter and da da da. And that, you know, I think that's some crazy advice, but I do think you kind of have to strategize with it. You can go with that pathway at first and put it and distribute it out on all these other platforms, but eventually it has to come back to a single form place, and you have to have a really good purpose for that website and a plan in place if you're going to have a website. If there's anything in this video that you disagree with, anything that you felt like I just did not explain clearly, please leave a comment below and let's talk about it. Subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and wherever else you're watching, please share it. And let's just see what other types of conversations we can have with this. DLJ Works, thank you for watching. God bless y'all. See you in the next video. Looking to outsmart the algorithm? TubeBuddy is it. Retrieve the right results targeting keywords that will allow you to be at the top of search results, TubeBuddy also provides a channel checklist, a video tag to tag your videos properly, and other features on the back end to make sure you stay winning in YouTube. Become friends with TubeBuddy today. Link is in the description.